it will be a little difficult for Ruto to really say this one thing. Because the one thing that he's really keen on is housing. Yet everybody opposes it. By the word everybody, I mean a majority of Kenyans. If people had their way, they would not have it. Look at SHA.
Health sector.
Again, it's supposed to be a good thing. But truth be told, a majority of people don't want it. Look at the funding model for university. You could say this is a new thing. But people, everybody, including the students, don't like it. Look at free fertilizer. It became a business for people to make billions.
Subsidized fertilizer.
It's not working properly the way it should work. And you saw the scandals last year about fake and so on and so forth. And the distribution challenges. So I think there's need for the president to sit down clearly and look for one thing for which people will remember it.
Tired of the same old shopping experience? Step into a smarter way to shop with Whiteson Group, Kenya's go-to online store for quality you can trust. From gadgets and homeware to everyday essentials, we deliver convenience right to your door. Fast shopping, secure payments, and top-notch customer care, all in one place. Visit whitesongroup.com today. Whiteson Group, simple, reliable, delivered.
Truly delighted to have you on Business Glide, the only point of call on matters public policy analysis, business, and economics at large. And talking about business, today we offer a new business for your money, a good one for that case, because we are doing this show from 1442 Kusini, a real estate property located here along Surrey Road in South B. 2-bedroom apartment units up for grabs at only 7.7 million Kenya shillings. 1-bedroom apartment units going for only 5.7 million Kenya shillings. It is 1442 Kusini. They're going to redefine the art of living and certainly give you an investment opportunity, not just for you, but also for you and your family. So you can have this unit for speculative purposes. Should you be a Kenyan in diaspora, best local here, or any other investor out here. So why don't you contact them today? By the numbers displayed at the bottom part of your screen and also in our description are part of this particular program. And certainly they'll give you the value that you need. So Prof, great to have you on board once again on Business Glide.
Thank you.
So long though, you are doing well?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic.
As you can see.
I can attest to that.
Yes, yes.
You're a parent, Prof, and I think you have a reason to be worried. And that is all thanks to the latest warning from Treasury CS John Mudavadi, who hints at prospects of the government not being able to sustain free and secondary education going forth. And you'd wonder, this was Kibaki's biggest legacy. And now an expert donated by ODM comes and says, things are tough, brace yourselves for what awaits you ahead. As a parent, what's your assessment of this new revelation?
First things first, people wonder why you are calling me a parent at my age. But you are right for two reasons. One,
sure.
A man is a man all the time. I can still get small kids and take to school.
You still have the artillery?
For now, I don't have. A man is never exhausted. Secondly, I once took a taxi past midnight in Nyeri. And the only available taxi was driven by a man who was almost 70-something years. I asked him, my friend, with this cold in Nyeri, why is it, what is it that could bring you now? Ainiambia watoto. Mzee watoto. Wewe una watoto. So it took me long to understand. What he meant was, you are here, your daughter comes with a child at home. What will you do?
You become the sole
provider. Your son has children, he has no capacity. So, wazazi wanaendelea kuzaa. You're in that manner, so you are right. Yeah, continue.
I'm a beneficiary of Kibaki's free primary and secondary education.
Yes, yes.
But then again, if this is the new reality we're gonna have to embrace, how much of a hit do you think this is to a Kenyan taxpayer?
These things happen. Even Kibaki wasn't the first person to bring free education. Sometimes people also don't. It was there. Actually, Kenyatta introduced free primary education up to class 4 or something. I think 1974.
Sure.
Kenyans forget very fast. And that's what gave birth to those who want to argue and I want to jog their memory if they were there. That's what led to the phenomenon of UTs, untrained teacher. teachers. Because all of a sudden schools were packed with children. And our fees wasn't at anything. Fees those days just used to be 20 shillings. But people couldn't get it. So Kenyatta removed school fees from class 1 to class 4. And there was an exodus of children into schools, forcing the ministry and the government to hire untrained teachers, UTs. They flooded all our schools. They became even more than trained teachers, almost more than the trained teachers. So it was there. Now, then somehow again it fizzled out.
Sure.
So the Kibaki one could also be fizzling out the way, and you see, even again also to be fair to Uhuru Kenyatta, it's Uhuru Kenyatta who advanced and put it where it is.
The panel beaten.
Yeah, where Mbadi wants to
lower it from 22,000 to 16,000.
Yeah, it is Uhuru who had topped it up from whatever it was to, and now Mbadi is saying it goes down. It just shows wrong priorities for the country. We have our priorities upside down.
Misplaced priorities.
Yeah.
So then again,
and even in terms of education, we don't even think through.
How so?
Let me give you a very good example.
Sure.
When this free education came up, I can't remember when. It's quite a while back. When Kibaki took power in 2002. So it started around 203, 204 there.
Sure.
It began 203, 204.
The first quarter.
In the implementation, there was a lot of madness. We were told no school fees for any child in primary school. Nothing. No contribution from parents. I remember some schools in Nairobi, I think schools like Hospital Hill and what have you, they were begging to be allowed to maintain their school in terms of some of these with swimming pool. They were told no. People were overzealous. As if you had so much money you wanted to throw away. So if it had been well thought of, we would have graduated. Who requires what? And who doesn't even require in the first place? You see, this is thoughtlessness that I keep talking about as a country. There are schools in this country like Lenana. I keep giving Lenana because I took my children there. I know how much land they have. They don't need even to charge fees. Schools like Nana should be operating like Starai, where a majority of the students don't pay fees.
Community service?
Yes, just not community service. How is Starai? What the Starai model? What I'm trying to say, when we implement things like free primary education, we don't think about. We don't put much thought into it. There would be people who do not even need that. And there are other services that we not even need to pay for. That's what I'm saying.
Kibaki really strived to make sure that free primary and secondary education becomes one of his biggest legacies. So if you assess the agendas that Kenya Kwanza's government have set their eyes on, what do you think is that legacy that President Ruto is seeking to strike by his pocket at the end of his term?
Maybe housing. They are saying affordable housing. Others are calling it avoidable housing. I think it's really, if you look at it that way, Ruto might have to think hard. It's not too late to do one thing. You're saying, why can't you do one or two things which people remember you for? In a way, they remember Kibaki with the CDF and free education, free primary and education. And one or two other things for Uhuru Kenyatta. So I think if you look at it that way, it will be a little difficult for Ruto to really say this one thing. Because the one thing that he's really keen on is housing. Yet everybody opposes it. By the word everybody, I mean a majority of Kenyans. If people had their way, they would not have it. Look at SHA.
Health sector.
Again, it's supposed to be a good thing. But truth be told, a majority of people don't want it. Look at the funding model for university. You could say this is a new thing. But everybody, including the students, don't like it. Look at free fertilizer. It became a business for people to make billions.
Subsidized fertilizer.
It's not working properly the way it should work. And you saw the scandals last year about fake and so on and so forth. And the distribution challenges. So I think there's need for the president to sit down clearly and look for one thing for which people remember it in his 10 years or 5 years. He must. I think that is a very valid question you have asked.
In the same,
he will need to look at something that is not controversial. The digitization program ya Uhuru Kenyatta was not controversial. Digitizing government services and Huduma Center and things like those.
E-citizen, you name it.
Yeah. The expansion in the infrastructure. Those were not controversial. People remember Uhuru Kenyatta for that. There's nothing controversial about free education with Kibaki or CDF. They were not controversial. So to say these things are good and yet people don't want them, nobody will remember you with things they don't want. Yeah.
The president, a few days ago, has implored Kenyans to grant him the grace of time. And they also allies to his political system who believe, let us assess the president after the completion of his term. Let's mark this exam after 5 years. Do you think in the balance of the time, we also run the risk of losing our economy if we have to wait until 27?
Well, every time you put a government in place, there are risks you are trying to enter into. A new government, a new administration can reverse all the gains. A new administration can bring wonderful things. So it's always a risk you should be prepared to take. So the same here.
Yeah. It makes sense, Prof. So in a bit, just to make sure that he has this legacy that people can really praise and talk about once he's out of office, we saw the president now embrace experts from ODM. And one of those persons is John Mbadi, CS for National Treasury. But if you look at the conduct of CS Mbadi so far with regards to our fiscal prudence and just management of our fiscal space as a country, talking about we have to borrow against the fuel levy so that we get money to finance this development expenditure. Now hinting at reduction of capitation towards free and secondary primary education. There is CS for Energy, Opio and I, who argues, do not be scared about our palm prices. It is happening across the region. We are not the only victims. What's your assessment of these experts who are known to the government so far? Were they the sharpest knife in the cutlery of ODM?
They are not experts. There are people who will need to be sat down and taught many things. But again, when you say Mbadi at the treasury doesn't seem to understand things and he's wanting, why can't we also be fair to Mbadi? How much freedom is he given? How much leeway does he have? Let's flip it. Let's just say Richard Mwenja, serious economist. You are taken to the treasury and you have wonderful ideas. How sure are you'll be allowed to implement those ideas? So let's not blame Mbadi or anybody for that matter. I think the environment is not conducive enough for us to judge an individual. And throughout our years of independence, and I'm talking about the recent years where I was able to see what was going on, I think there have been only 1 or 2 ministers who have been able to do things out of which nobody else is doing. I have somebody like Michuki in mind. But the rest of the people, either they don't have that thing, or as I'm trying to explain, I think they are not allowed to. So people like Moses Mudavadi, the father to
Mudavadi, Prime CS.
Prime Cabinet Secretary. Because I think he was a forceful person. Intelligent and forceful. And with the advantage of knowing more from their connection way back, the 60s. And then you have Michuki, who again, of course, had some working relationship and understanding with Kibaki. The point I'm trying to make is simple. There are 2 things about whether Mbadi and the rest can be people who can come up with workable policies and so on and so forth. The first thing is their capacity. Do they have capacity? That is debatable. But on top of my head, from what I know, most of these people don't have capacity. And I'm not afraid to say it. They don't have the capacity.
Despite their good academic credentials?
No, please, this is why this country has a problem. Which academic? It's not your papers that work. In fact, in the developed world, nobody looks at people's papers. You sit there, you stand there, and we see who you are, and you give you a job, you do it.
Just that?
Yeah, just that. So, it's not a question of if you are employing papers, yes, you can go ahead and employ papers. But I'm talking about people
who can deliver.
Who can deliver. So the first thing is whether they really have capacity. And the second thing is, even if they had capacity, and I'm sure only a few of them have, if any, is the environment there conducive enough for a man or woman to come and really implement things that can change this country? from their docket. Again, that is doubtful. So you look left, painful. You look right, painful. Left, painful. Right, painful. We are in this hall, partly because merit does not count. And therefore, those who end up running our country in terms of being ministers, PS, and they are really the best that we can get. And yet, today's economies are knowledge economies. If you are discussing something in a room and you have left your brains outside, you never go anywhere. The first thing on the table, brains.
Founded on knowledge.
Knowledge. So great economies are knowledge economies. Economies driven by knowledge, which means for everything you have to do, for every job, for every assignment, you put there the best man or woman the country can produce at that time. And that's how the Singapore miracle happened. Among the things that define Singapore from the time of Lee Kuan Yew, top on the list, meritocracy.
Gender equality comes second.
Meritocracy. Don't bring another nonsense. Meritocracy. For every job, get the best Singaporean.
Even if it's 10 lawyers.
Yeah, get the best Singaporean. Get the best Kenyan for that job.
Okay.
And that means also that you will have to create the environment.
The goodwill.
And people will need political goodwill. That's why you have to give it to people like Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. And during their time, you handle your docket. Mzee was not bothered. A bit of that happened with Kibaki. And that's why people like Anyang' Nyong'o were able to make their contribution. Now, ever since, it's been a little tricky.
From Jaden going forth.
It's a little tricky. A little tricky. So it's a twin problem.
It's a twin problem. Yeah. Well, Prof, they argue that actually advice is as good as the recipient. And developing nations are where they are because their expert advisory was embraced. So if against yes, Mbadi is a good person with capacity, but his advice has not been embraced as it should be, why then are they dragging their feet in as far as resigning is concerned? Why can't you say enough is enough?
But I've already told you, do they have the capacity?
Okay.
And when a man speaks like that, you can look at him and see he doesn't have the capacity. He doesn't understand the complexities of how economies work. He doesn't understand why third world countries are where they are. Why a country like Kenya is not realizing its potential. The conversation must be at a higher level than these people are pitching it. You know? If you are talking about improving tea production, or coffee production, and whatever else you want to do about the tea sector, so long as tea remains a cash crop, your capacity in terms of understanding the dynamics of business and economics and how the world is moving and the things that you need to do to change the world is so low, you are so basic, that job is too big for you. Because you must move from a cash crop economy to a processing economy. You must begin to industrialize. You must only sell finished products to the world. Not to take raw things there, then they come back to you and you pay. You sell for a song, but when they come back, you pay with an arm and a leg. So it depends on you can't see that the sophistication of the mind is not there. But then yet there's also another challenge. Which is this is Kenya and money is everything. So while you are there, you also want quickly to join the club. If you are living in some funny corner of this city, you want to go to Karen.
From Shaurimoyo straight to Karen.
You want to live Buruburu and some of these your so-called houses you bought on mortgage when you entered the parliament, 18 million shillings, 15 million.
In Ghana.
You've been paying, you paid when you entered the parliament. So you have been happy you have a house. You want to quickly leave. To go to Karen, Kitusuru, Runda, and such. Quickly, you are in a hurry. And your children must quickly leave these stupid schools in this country and go to London. So that is also there, that you could have the brains. Again, that's of course difficult to call it brains. You could have the capacity. But you also consumed just like any other Kenyan with a love for money. And you quickly stop using your brain. You begin sitting on your head and rejoice in taking your children to London, shopping in these wonderful malls. Have you been to these wonderful malls or you are too poor? Do you ever you go there for window shopping?
Window shopping.
And you see the tag is in dollars.
Yeah, sure.
Price ya hizo manguo, they are in dollars.
And they tell the seller, keep change.
Yeah, and there is not miserable Kenya shillings. Those things, go to those malls, these wonderful malls around. Bei ya vitu iko kwa dollars. And there's designer ice cream. When I came across designer ice cream, I was shocked. Watoto matajiri wanapita na yakea kidogo kikombe anasonga pale anaongeza ingine. By the time anafika analipa 1800 one small cup.
Spoiled for choice.
Yeah, designer. So even if you had something small in your head, you begin to sit on the head.
Finally, Prof, this administration rode to power on the back of the hustlers.
Yes.
Now, huyu mama mboga, mtu wa pikipiki, are sitting back and they would want to understand from where Prof sits as his footnote. What is your word to them in as far as our economic setup is concerned? Should they tighten their belt for the bumpy ride ahead?
Who people?
This mama mboga and mtu wa pikipiki.
Yeah, life has never been fair to them in most countries. So Kenya is no exception.
They are not an exclusive case.
They are not part of the economy.
Well, there you have it. Time now for us to cross over to our fan of the week. It is none other than this amazing gentleman who is big into real estate property, Ndungu Njau, who is actually watching this show live.
Ndungu Njau is a wonderful man. The guy in Rasta.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Tell him he's a good guy.
He's actually our liaison officer.
Okay.
In this partnership with 1442 Kusini.
Thank you.
So certainly if you want to get one of these units, also reach out to him. His number is displayed at the bottom part of this program. And also remember, we have 2-bedroom apartment units up for grabs for you at only 7.7 million Kenya shillings only. 1-bedroom units going for 5.7 million Kenya shillings only. You have an opportunity to own one of these units through mortgage financing. And Prof, bring that perspective for those investors.
Mortgage is like... The country would want to have as many people owning homes as possible, houses. So they have set up this Kenya Mortgage Financing Company and given their big money, billions. So all you'll do, walk around, look for a house in Nairobi, like this Kusini. If you love it, look at the price. Can you pay the monthly installments, whatever is required for the next 15 or 20 years, depending on your age and your capacity in terms of money. If your salary can afford, then Kenya Mortgage Finance Company is willing to buy the house for you. Pay the developer, pay the owner of the house. Where ubaki ukiwalipa. I don't know whether you get it.
True.
Sometimes all you may need to pay is 10%.
Oh,
like
really?
This house, 1 bedroom is
5.7 million.
So you may only need to pay 570,000, and the rest is paid for you 90%. If it is a 2-bedroom, you pay
7.7 million Kenya shillings.
So it's 770, 10%. Maybe they can assess you at 20%. So like that, the rest they pay for you, and you pay them over a period of time. The beauty is the interest is fixed. It does not keep changing.
Fixed.
Yeah, this is a government program. It's a government plan to encourage Kenyans to have houses.
That's
First of all, it's below 10%. You can't get that on the market.
It's
A bank will not give you a loan to buy a house, a mortgage, or whatever it is, even any other loan, at below 10%. No. And then again, it will keep changing. It moves. You can take a loan at 14%. Midway, it is already 18%. This is below 10, and it is fixed. And in assessing you, because a bank must assess you before they give you credit.
True.
And the banks are so strict. The conditions are so tough.
Credit score.
This one, because it's a scheme to encourage people to buy houses. Government is ashamed at how many people have houses in Nairobi. With just about 30,000 people on mortgage, a big city of about 4 million people. So to encourage people, when they are assessing you, when I find haraka, then they close one eye too many times. Yeah, so they overlook so many things. So, they just look, you can pay, okay. Your record's good, you're not a very bad person. This job looks steady here and there. And they give you the money. They pay the developer. So it's a very easy way. It has never been this easy to get a house in Nairobi.
Well, there you have it. Talk to 1442 Kusini. They are located along Sore Road in South B. Redefine your art of living and also expand your investment portfolio with them. Until you get to do this again on Business Glide, do enjoy the rest of your viewing.